DMX, what?
Get your DMX going. Get that
I'm ready.
Coke in your nose.
Isn't DMX like going a quarter for something or what other? I don't know.
Dude, did you hear his cover of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
What?
Oh my God, that's a thing?
Yeah, allow me to bless the mic. No, I'm not. Yes,
Please
it just came
don't.
out. I'm not gonna, but it's like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Wait, it just came out? Like,
Yeah, it's like 2017.
oh my God.
I think we have our end music for this episode.
Oh no. Oh no.
Is
Yeah, it's
Christmas
awesome.
music like that? Like, is it considered public domain?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Like those classic songs, I think are.
Yeah, because it's like I think that it's after 50 years something goes public domain.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Like I know
Pretty sure Rudolph would fit in that.
Disney's been extending their hold on Mickey Mouse because he's like, what, 70 years old?
Well, yeah, I mean, I would hope so.
Yeah.
I wonder how old that makes Steamboat Willie.
That was what, 39?
Yeah,
wanna
something.
say.
No, I think it was earlier than that actually.
it?
Because no, it was actually 1920s, I think, because Snow White came out sometime in the 30s.
Mm,
And that was their first animated full-length film.
right.
Trivia.
Are you guys familiar with Twisted Sister's Christmas album?
Of course.
Oh,
No, I didn't know they did one.
it's a treat. It really is.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
They do "Oh Come All Ye Faithful," but it's basically "We're Not Gonna Take It," but he sings the lyrics to "Oh Come All Ye Faithful."
Oh, come all ye faithful.
Yeah,
It's exactly what it is.
It's exactly
Yeah.
that.
Oh, that's
Like
hilarious.
they even have the guitar solo and the riff. It's amazing. It's good stuff.
That sounds like something I'll have to investigate. At a
D
future time.
Snyder
Absolutely.
is he's like my hero. He's
Yeah.
doing a side. He's doing a side project with some other big musician, and I can't remember who it was off the top of my head. It's gonna make me angry now. But it was like, what? Why is that's crazy that that's happening?
You know, Colin, I know you haven't played Wolfenstein yet, but if you are a fan of Twisted Sister, maybe you shouldn't play Wolfenstein.
I think we showed him that song. Didn't
Yeah, you
we?
showed me.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
It's
Okay.
bad.
Yeah. That. Ooh.
wonderful. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh yeah, D. Snyder from Twisted Sister, along with Jamey Jasta from Hatebreed.
Oh wow.
Oh,
They're doing a
wow.
project together.
Doesn't
I love
Jamey-
Hatebreed.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Doesn't death or what is it? Satisfaction is the death of desire.
That is it.
Roar. Doesn't he like not have a thumb or not have either thumbs or something like that? Jamey Jasta.
I don't know.
How does he
Yeah,
hold
I'm
the
pretty
mic?
sure.
No, I'm pretty
It's
sure he
weird.
has thumbs.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a thumb. I'll bet you a thumb that he doesn't have a thumb.
I don't know. I saw Hatebreed live. I don't remember him missing a thumb.
Bro, he hides
How-
it well.
How close were you to the stage?
Pretty close.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, there was
let
a
me
giant
ask you-
circle pit behind me.
Colin, but ask yourself, did he give a thumbs up at any point on stage?
But who does?
I have a feeling that Larry the Cable Guy does a lot of thumbs ups on stages.
Jack, do you live in a world where you think every performer just thumbs up, like Metallica at the end of their show, they just all in unison, like thumbs, yeah, thanks for coming to our
know,
show.
I think James Hetfield gives a thumbs up on stage. He's a man that
Is
I
the
think,
Metallica family here?
but
That's kind of uncanny.
But
Yeah.
listen, dude, Jamey Jasta, I'm willing to bet money is missing. Has 9 fingers total.
Do we want
I
to
don't
settle
know.
up this bar bet right now?
No. We're just gonna leave it a mystery. And Colin,
Hey, Jamey Jasta has a pretty great podcast.
he's got a cool voice too. He's a good vocalist. I
Yeah.
wonder what it sounds like now. After all these years, right? Of screaming hardcore.
You know who else has a podcast? Robert.
The Tiny Disc Podcast, us.
Man, segues. Is this how we're starting the show? Oh my
Of
God.
course it is. Sorry, I'm still looking at whether he has a thumb or not.
It's literally 2 words to Google. Jasta thumb. Jasta.
What is his left hand? Wow, yeah, no. One of you two is right. So welcome to the Tiny Disc Podcast, a show about games and life.
He's just not going to say who. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love what you're doing.
Welcome to episode 27. I'm Robert Scarpanito, and I'm joined here by the incredible Jack Cepeda
Bong bong.
and the intrepid Colin Sparling.
A happy early holiday to you all. It's in that holiday season. I'm getting the holiday vibe. You know what sucks though is I don't actually decorate my apartment for the holidays.
What?
It's really kind of depressing. It's like you walk into my apartment, it's like, what's the theme in here? Apartment? Like
Yeah, I
It's
decorate
just-
my
it's so-
apartment in that theme
It's
as well.
boring. Well, yeah, I know you would, you decorative motherfucker.
What?
Especially since you got that celebration going on Saturday. I'd hope you decorate. But I want to take us way back. Good jump in the way back machine. And I want to take us to the faraway land of feathered hair, of shoulder pads, of Rubik's cubes, and hair metal. I'm talking about the 80s, guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I want to know, because as of lately, I've had just an absolute infatuation with the 80s. I kind of always have growing up. And this sucks because I'm starting to believe that I was born in the wrong time period because of that. But it's almost the media portrayal of the 80s with, you know, the big comeback of the 80s in music, of the comeback in style in certain ways. Like the 80s have made a big comeback, and it almost comes off as like a fantastical time. Like,
It's all starting to come back around, yeah. And there will
It
be
is.
a time eventually where like it's almost already happening, where like Nirvana and grunge and Smashing Pumpkins, all that stuff is going to come back around the other side, right? So what about the 80s specifically do you want to talk about, or is it just the entire decade in general here? Help me out.
yeah, so I just want to I don't know, is the false nostalgia hitting you guys as much as it's hitting me right now? Because I am jumping down the rabbit hole. Like I'm like watching like Miami Vice. I'm a huge like synth dude. Miami Vice is 10 out of 10. It's so
Wow.
good. Yeah, and because it's just out of every pore, it's just 80s, everything 80s. And I'm a huge like synthwave fan because synth like I've never really heard a bad synthwave artist. Like I love it, and I love synth pop. I love like dark, like this Mortal Coil, the really dark industrial stuff from the 80s. Oh, I love it. I love all that stuff. What do you? How do you guys feel about the 80s?
So I went through that phase in like middle and high school. Back then, that I was all about like, yo, the 80s. That's where music like was the best. 90s is all right. 2000s suck. And I'll be honest, like 2010
Hey now.
pop did not help. You know what I mean? Like that era.
Oh
of
no,
pop was
2010
just,
2010 pop was like I feel like the age between I think 2008, 2000 and 2012 or 13, like pop was just taking over. I remember there was one Grammy Awards where I think Coldplay won like best hard rock or heavy metal
Yep.
or some bullshit like that. It was like some straight Jethro Tull versus Metallica situation. It was bullshit.
I just
Like,
need to vocalize this. I need to speak this out loud. Speak truth here.
Uh-oh.
I hate Coldplay, dude. I hate Coldplay so much, and everyone seems to like love them, and I just don't get it. I hate the guy's voice. I don't like his songwriting ability. I think that song Yellow was dumb. That's Coldplay, right?
yeah, I'll agree. Yellow isn't
okay.
one of their best tracks.
Oh, I don't get it. Is it like people rolling over from like Radiohead and shit? Like, who are these people that like Coldplay?
I you know, I don't know. I never really cared for them. And I mean, what was it, the quote from 40-Year-Old Virgin? Hey man, you know how I know you're gay? Because you have a poster of Coldplay in your bedroom door.
That's really bad. Yeah. Did they have a song like at the end of like one Grey's Anatomy this one time, and just like that's their whole career? Like, I just hate them a lot.
I don't know, dude. I mean, they're selling out stadiums, so they're doing something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
my understanding is Coldplay is like that band where if you don't want to be basic and like, you know, Lady Gaga and Katy Perry, Coldplay is like that next step up of like, I'm not just a normal person, you know, I don't just like pop, I like Coldplay. You know, it's like that,
Roll my
that
eyes.
one step closer to being away from just a pop boy.
Yeah, man, one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break with it, man. I'll tell you what.
Rip.
Yes.
But anyway, back to the 80s discussion.
Right. Robert was, you know, talking about he went through that phase. And when he said that, I just like picture him with like guy liner on, maybe one of those sweaters with like one shoulder exposed. You know what I'm talking about? And like the side
Leg
ponytail.
warmers.
Nope.
Like, yeah, leg warmer with Kimmy Gibbler a little bit.
Nope.
Shit. listen, man. I would totally. I don't give a fuck. Like to this day, I would have no problem rocking the suit jacket with the t-shirt and the gold chain underneath and some fucking white loafers. Like just fuck it. Why not?
Basically
Let's do
be
it.
Phil Collins from the 80s.
Nah, man. I'm
Yes.
Don Johnson from Miami Vice.
I actually think Phil Collins, if you listen to him now, I think his music has aged incredibly well.
Yeah,
I think
love
Phil Collins. I mean, look at the Ohio State video, right? They're still doing like in the air tonight, like, you know, covers and shit. Like, it's relevant still. It's good music.
That song
and 2K
is in
did it too.
That song is in the first episode of Miami Vice.
I'm starting
And
to
it comes all the way around.
starting to slowly suspect that this was all a clever ruse to just shill Miami Vice.
I mean, if you're gonna shill
partially
thing,
that, but it's kind of like what spawned the idea in my head. But I've noticed that like I've just gravitated towards the 80s, like, and Miami Vice. I mean, you have to walk into it fully knowing that it's an 80s TV show. Like sometimes the acting can be very iffy, but it's like B-movie stuff, like B-movie moments. Not all of it's like that, but some of my favorite parts of the show is the sound effects. The sound effects are so terrible.
I have to admit though, real quick, that I do feel like the 80s is kind of like the apex of American civilization. Like after World War II, it was all a build up to the 80s, and ever since the 80s, it's all been kind of downhill, like in every regard, in a way.
I can kind of see it because, like, people make out the 80s to be this time of really high prosperity. Of course, there's like a lot of crime and like a lot of drugs and stuff like that, but like we're talking about at the beginning of this discussion, it's made out to be like this fantastical time that will probably never ever happen again.
It was basically Blade Runner in real life.
It was basically Blade Runner. Jeez.
I don't know. The 80s didn't seem that boring, Jack. Got him.
Sick burn.
Blade Runner's really boring.
I just think it's where all the cool stuff happened. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, Reagan was president. Reaganomics changed the way we get, imports and things like that. I mean, we started getting a lot of stuff imported from China, getting a lot of things made in China. The economy was, I think, at an all-time high. Don't quote me on that, right?
It was getting there in the 90s is when it really peaked.
Yeah,
but I will
Clinton.
say, like, in the 80s and like in the 90s, I just remember that was a time where like it was cool to be American. And like I haven't felt that way in like so long anymore. I'm just like, what's going on? Like what's happening?
Since 2017, isn't it really cool to be American now? Isn't it really fun?
It's
so
the
good.
best.
Yeah, every other country
Yeah.
just hates us.
Proud
but
to be.
it used to be really cool and really accepted, and I'm glad to say I remember those days. But now it's definitely my favorite decade. I mean, like I said, best music, some of the best movies, timeless, right? Timeless art was being developed. So I love the 80s, man. We should do an 80s whole podcast.
Yeah, and it gave us the foundation for so many things, even, this very hobby that we know today. We wouldn't be the way we know it today if it was for Nintendo coming in clutch with the NES/Famicom in 1985.
All right, so we've got a really good show for you guys this week. We got a lot of games to talk about, a lot of really cool news to talk about. I just wanted to use this point here at the top to again reiterate that the 10 days of Tiny Disc, they are coming to you, and it will be very good, very festive, very heartwarming, and very awardsy. We are looking to launch it probably within the next 3 weeks, so keep an eye out for that.
It's basically the Oscars of video games, as we are the foremost experts in the field of video games on the internet on this planet Earth
to has ever existed.
And we have the final most authoritative views and opinions on all things interactive, including movies. So the definitive opinions are here, and we're going to learn about them during the Tiny Days of 10 Disc.
The Tiny Days of 10 Disc.
The games that we're going to talk about, if you haven't played them, you're basically not even a real gamer, is what we're getting at here.
You're not
it's
even
the
a
litmus
real
test. Yeah,
gamer.
Like if you can't write an essay about each of the games we discuss, just get out of here. Just stop.
Yeah.
Don't listen.
On
keep
the
listening.
10th day of Tiny Disc, my true love gave to me a beer.
And Bob and Doug McKenzie, my boy. Are you seriously quoting a Canadian?
You left an impression on me, Robert, with that video.
Yeah,
I will say that.
good. It was pretty good.
As Jack takes a swig of his beer.
Yeah, do you know Jack? Bob and Doug McKenzie?
I don't know what you're talking about.
They're a Canadian like radio comedy duo, and like one fateful Christmas season, they decided to do their own rendition of, like 12 Days of Christmas. And first day of Christmas is beer. Just my true love gave to me beer.
I'm down.
It's good stuff. It's classic.
Yeah.
Beer.
But
I don't know, maybe I'm just getting old, but now at this point in life, like things I used to hate getting when I was younger, I really appreciate now. Like fucking, I'm being dead serious. Like if you got me like socks and underwear and like undershirts for work and shit, I would be like, hell yeah. Thank you for this belt. Yeah. And thank you for this great beer. Or like, thank you for this belt and suspenders. Like, I'm so excited about this. Like those are the gifts I want now. Whereas a little kid, I was like, literally, don't get me anything else but video games.
Yeah,
dude.
Just
No,
don't
listen,
bother.
listen. Let me tell you. Christmas of 2007.
10 years ago.
Yeah, 2007 or 2008, one of the two. Anyway, I asked for an Xbox 360, and like, so this is the way I would do my Christmas list. I would sit down on my computer, and I would open up Word, and I would go through and have like a numbered list of all the games or all the things I wanted for Christmas, and I would have a picture of those things next to every number. So like I would have like I remember distinctly that Christmas I wanted a fuck ton of 360 games because I wanted a 360, and I was like, okay, here's the 360. Now here's all the games I want for it. Wow. And yeah, so or maybe it wasn't the same year I got the 360, but I had like just a laundry list of games. It was like Oblivion, Dead Rising, like what else? What else came out around then? I don't think it was Mass Effect, but a whole bunch of shit. Mm-hmm. And I had to put pictures there next to him because I did not want my mom to fuck it up and get me the wrong thing.
And you didn't have any faith, it sounds like.
No, because my mom was that type of person that would be like, oh, I thought you meant this thing. Like one year, I was for Christmas, I would ask for what was it? I was doing like 3 seasons of Dragon Ball Z each Christmas, like 3 Christmases in a row. So it would have like the whole series, right?
Wow.
So one year, my mom went to buy me, 3 seasons of Dragon Ball Z, but instead of getting Dragon Ball Z Season 2, she got Dragon Ball Season 2.
Yikes.
And I was like, son of a bitch.
So she is totally the person that would get the Xbox One S instead of the Xbox One X.
Like here's the thing, though. Like, I think even people our age could easily make that mistake.
Oh, yeah. Easily.
You know what I mean? It's not like one of those things where it's like, it's just a matter of being ill-informed. Like you have to know very specifically that's what it is. It's just a terrible naming function. I hate it.
No, it is.
Yeah,
it is. But
it's one letter and both letters sound very similar.
I used to do something similar to what you're doing, Colin, but it was way more old school because technology was not there yet, right? So when I was a little kid, I would get just blank white pieces of paper, and I would literally get every year, I don't know if you guys know this, but Sears and like Toys R Us and like JCPenney's would send out like 3-inch thick catalogs in the mail because there isn't any internet, right? So they send you, and so I would go through the toy section and I would get fucking scissors and cut out the pictures of all the toys I wanted. Then I get this real shitty like glue paste stick thing and like glue it to this piece of paper, and then I'd have this like really messy, like real like soggy kind of sticky like pile of white paper with all these things cut out and like glued to it, and hand it to my mom like, hey mom, this is what I want for Christmas.
Jesus, that sounds gross.
My mom would take my list and she's like, okay, it's going here, right up on the fridge. Yeah, and then our fucking family friends would come over and be like, what the fuck is this, you fucking nerd?
Who wants video games on Christmas?
Fucking video games? No, but like what I was getting at with that is like, now I'm a boring ass adult and I'm like, yeah, what do I want for Christmas? I don't know, a fucking suit.
Yeah, I want like adult shit now because I don't want to buy that for myself because like, okay, right, I'm a grown ass man now, right? But people still ask me what I want for Christmas, and like where I normally would be asking for video games, I don't ask for any video games now. Like I just get the ones I want.
We can buy them with our own money for the most part.
Exactly. And now I want the stuff that I don't want to buy for myself. Like I said, like work clothes and shit. Like I would super appreciate that kind of gift, So it's just funny how times change, man.
So pro tip, if you have adult friends, get them underwear. Ask them their underwear size, and then
buy them American Eagle underwear, because even though that shit's expensive, it's very comfortable.
So the least creepy way to do that, actually, Robert, is to just sneak in their house at night when they don't know you're going to be there.
Give them a little kiss on the forehead for good luck.
A little kiss on the forehead, yeah. A little tap on the top of the head there, and then just like roll them over gently, and just peek at the tag
gently,
so they don't wake up
there. Yeah, that's the actual way to do it. If you're getting your friends underwear for Christmas, guys, take it from Tiny Disc.
Yeah.
Sexual allegations have came out against one Santa Claus.
No.
Yeah, don't tell your friends that you got it from us, but that's the best way to do it.
The least creepy way. Okay,
Absolutely.
So we should probably actually start some semblance of an actual episode today.
Yeah, we might want to write a waiver for this one, but okay.
Let's hit those video games.
Video games.
Video games. So, Colin, you want to hit us off? You want to start us off talking about something?
Yeah, I've been playing a little game called Everybody's Golf.
Everybody's
Golf. Everybody. Yeah. No, so Everybody's Golf, man. What a freaking little, I don't know if you'd even call it a hidden gem. Could you? I don't know. It's not one of those games that's like, exploding in popularity or anything like that.
I don't hear a lot of people talking about it.
No, I don't either. But if you were ever a fan of the series Hot Shots Golf, which was pretty big on the PSP, among other platforms, it's right up your alley. It's a very arcadey golf game developed by Clapham Studios. It's a first-party title. Well, not a first-party title. It's a title that released exclusively for the PlayStation 4. And it is a lot of fun, man. It's just a typical arcade game. You create your anime-esque looking big-headed character. Try to make mine look like a dorky golf version of myself. Button up and the fish. What do you call those? The bucket hat and everything with the fancy plaid pants. And the cool thing about creating your characters is you can give them like emotes. And you can give your character mannerisms. So I made my guy like a really childlike, really shitty, like British kid sounding voice. And then every time he does like a really shitty job or like hits a really bad, like, I don't know, putt or something like this, he like stomps his feet and is like, yeah, like it just gets really frustrated about it. And if you get like a bogey or whatever, he just drops to the floor and is like, oh man, like just like throws a tantrum. It's great.
So he's basically Mr. Bean.
Oh yeah.
The voice acting in those games has always been really kind of funny, and I don't know in a good way or a bad way exactly, but it's a Japanese developed game, right? When did it come out?
Just this year.
Okay, and when was the last Hot Shots game? Was that on Vita?
Oh man,
that's meaningful because these are people that made Hot Shots.
I feel like it was a Vita game.
Okay, so it's been a while. It's been a while, and I love
been a minute.
Golf video games, most of them. I like really arcadey golf rather than simulator golf.
Oh yeah, I just love arcade sports games. Yeah, and it was 100% worth it. It was only $15 off of Amazon for Black Friday.
Isn't it kind of like a open world kind of thing?
It kind of is. So that's like the interesting thing about the game. Because when I first booted up the game, I was like, why is the load time so ridiculous? And that's the one big negative I have about this game so far is you boot up this game from your PS4 dashboard and you're sitting there waiting, I think like 3 or 4 minutes for this game to actually load to the main screen.
Ugh.
But it doesn't look that complex though.
No, it's not, but they load a lot of assets. Go ahead.
Good. No, you go ahead.
No, so so it brings up the menu, you pick single player, it loads in, and then it drops you into like the home screen, which is basically like your hub world. And you can go like play online games, you can do like single stroke match, which is just or solo stroke match, which is just you hitting across the course by yourself so you can get like some practice in. Or you can do like tournaments, which is against bot characters. So they give you a lot of options, but the fact that they load that whole home world is partially what takes the loading so long. And also when they load the courses, they load all 18 holes at once.
Every time?
What?
Yeah. No,
That's dumb.
No, yeah. So they load the entire thing as like an open world. But the crazy thing is like once you jump into the game, you can hit the circle button and exit your team position and you can go across the entire fucking 18 courses. Like you can run wherever the fuck you want.
So like, one thing I heard though was load times were a bit of an issue, but I heard that they did something really genius where they let you practice your golf swing during the loading. Is that accurate? Dude,
I love that.
Dope. That is I wish every game in the world had some kind of mechanic where you could practice. Like imagine playing Gears of War during the load time, you can practice like the perfect reloads or whatever that is.
Yeah,
dude,
like
something like that where you can practice. I just think that's
and
really
it doesn't
cool.
even take much. They probably just need to throw up the interface on the loading screen. That's it. Like they just kind of leave it there.
Bayonetta did something like that. I think Assassin's Creed does that. Lets you run around while it's loading.
Yeah,
like,
but
I
it's
think
just
that's a great thing.
Like Assassin's Creed is just like an endless field of oblivion. You don't even get to practice anything there.
I'm kind of surprised. Like pull back the camera a little bit from this, but like pull back the scope of this conversation. But I'm kind of surprised. I mean, I'm not a computer engineer. I'm not a software developer or anything like that. But I would think by now that we could like handle load times. Like why are load times still like a thing? Because do they have to be?
Right. I understand what you're saying because like every game that comes out anymore, we install it on the hard drive or the SSD. So it's not like we're running off the disk anymore. You know what I mean? We're not
Yeah.
loading straight off the disc hardly ever anymore. So it's not like, you're waiting for the disc to spin into the right position.
Is it
or whatever
loading
for the
like
game to load and load
is it
onto the
loading
RAM.
like into the video RAM? Is that what?
It's probably that, but it's also like loading it into the engine. Like just because you have the textures downloaded doesn't mean that you can just pull them up right then and there. You know what I mean? They got to be plugged into the engine so that way you can output like the game for you.
Imagine a company that develops a technology that reduces load times to almost nothing, and then license that technology to like everything that ever loads.
Well,
so it just doesn't happen anymore.
Wouldn't that depend on the game engine itself, or the graphics engine?
I'm just
I
saying
would
it's a
think so.
problem, and I would think
Yeah.
like, why can't we solve this problem?
I mean, it's becoming less and less of a problem, and the ones in this particular game aren't so intrusive because the benefit of it loading all 18 courses from the get-go is when you finish a course, you're like on to the next one right the fuck now. Like you just spawn there and you're there. Like so it moves really quick.
I feel like PlayStation VR games as well really bad at loading.
Are they? It's been a long
think
time
so.
since I played PSVR.
It's my opinion, but let me ask you: do you guys notice load times on Switch? Are there any Switch games that? Because Nintendo's pretty good about cutting back on load time.
Stardew Valley patch, the saving time was like really stupid.
Yeah, that's true. And I
That's
mean,
weird.
loading into Zelda takes a minute, but it is a complete open world game, and it's not like there's much loading beyond that unless you're going to like the shrines.
Yeah.
I'm sure smarter people than me like have already thought about this. Like, this is nothing new. I'm just like somewhat surprised with the latest advances in technology that like load time is still sort of an issue.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, but now that I can practice my golf swing during the load time.
Yeah,
that's
that
a big
is so
deal.
cool. That is so cool, man.
It is really neat, and there is some kind of RPG elements to the game too, which are really cool. Like you can level up your control, your power. You can get like different balls that have different advantages depending on what they are. Like you have balls that give you advantages if you get stuck in a bunker or get stuck in the rough, things like that.
That's kind of cool.
Balls that'll fly further, clubs that'll give you more control over where the ball lands.
Right, better
like
spin, better
yeah, exactly.
Better slicing and pulling, if that's what you call it.
So
Exactly.
I have a question for you, Colin. Like, what is the point of the game? As in, like, is there a story you're following, or is there like, you're trying to be the best golfer, or like,
Yeah,
what's your
it's
progression?
basically like the classic Pokemon conundrum. Like, I wanna be the very best that no one ever was. Like
Okay.
that. It's basically that's the goal. Like, you're basically you rise through the ranks, and you actually like the higher the rank you go, like the more courses you unlock, and you actually the more key characters you can face off against, because you do these special one-on-one like rival matches, and there's like 3 per rank. And each one increases in difficulty. And after you beat each one of these characters, not only do you get like a ton of in-game currency, which allows you to buy more items for your character, among other things, it also allows you to get the items that this versus character was wearing, this rival character. So you can, you unlock their costume, and they actually call it cosplaying as that character in the game. So it's super like Japanese
so weird.
anime type stuff. Yeah, so it's just a cool and it's fun experience, and like you can sit there and play for hours easily and just like really dive into it, or you can play for like 20 minutes or an hour if you want to play like a full 18 holes, or if you just have like 15 minutes to play, you can do like a 9-hole course or whatever.
It could be totally just a relaxing time. Just go in and
it is
casual. It's fun. I like
it
those
totally
games.
is.
I'm just waiting for it to come down in price. I missed the sale on Black Friday, but I can't pay. What is it, 40?
Yeah, it's regularly 40.
I can't pay that much.
Yeah, there's definitely plenty of game to play though, and it's one of those games that I would play ongoingly. Like it would just be one of those games that I could always put in if I have a few minutes to kill. Don't really want to like quickly definitively beat it. Just kind of chill out and play it whenever I feel like it.
I love your words, dude. I love them every week. I such a gem, man. Just mwah.
Thank you.
I'm glad they lowered the bar, so you don't have to be a hot shot to play the game. Not everyone.
No, yeah, and
everybody.
on a side note, yeah. So the reason why this one's called Everybody's Golf is actually it's the series Hot Shots Golf is known as Everybody's Golf in Japan.
In Japan, right?
Right. So when they brought it over here, they changed it to Hot Shots Golf for whatever reason, because I don't know, maybe they thought Everybody's Golf was a weird name. Who knows?
Globalization, man. The deep state. The frogs are gay. It's everybody's golf.
Well, at least they didn't pull a Super Mario Brothers 2 and think that us Americans are too stupid. Or
Yeah.
something.
They could name it Doki Doki Golf.
Doki
Or
Doki Golf.
or that Final Fantasy game that was called Final Fantasy USA in Japan, but it was like what was that game called? Final Fantasy Adventures or some shit in the US? I don't know. But anyway, yes, everybody's golf.
Can
Go
I just
play
say,
it if you want to.
Doki Doki Golf sounds like a weird visual novel where a golfer, you, fall in love with your golf ball. So while we're talking about weird Japanese stuff, apparently, I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on the Switch.
Big, one of the last releases of the year.
For the
Switch.
Switch.
One of the big ones here.
Yeah.
I'm really feeling it.
Thank God.
Are you,
man.
Robert? Are you feeling it?
Okay, so my first foray into Xenoblade Chronicles 1 was on the 3DS, and I was like, I hate this game. Mainly because the 3DS is not a good system to play a game like Xenoblade on.
The new 3DS, right?
Yeah, the new 3DS. It was only for the new 3DS. Like, they were straight up like, the old ones can't run this, so don't even try.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's still the only game that's exclusive to the new 3DS.
Might be.
It might be, yeah.
And it had the little nubby right on the right to move the camera.
Absolutely, that nubby it was not helpful, to be honest, because the frame it was so framey. It was just like, ugh. So I returned that game pretty quickly, and then I was like, well, I still really want to play the game, but I don't want to pay like $400 for a copy of the game and then a Wii.
Hey, now it's only like 60 or 50 now used.
I have a question. Did you back then? Did you like full on return it and get all your money back, or did you like trade it in for credit?
Trade it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's
that
got a
speaks
decent amount of
volumes.
cash for it, though. I mean,
I don't remember how much I got, but whatever. So I decided, like, hey, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is looking good, and like the Switch might be the perfect platform to get it on because it's still like on the go-ish. So I decided to take a bet on Monolith Sauce new RPG. And it's pretty solid so far. I'm about 10 hours in, but a lot of that time is spent like dicking around in the world because look, there was a point where I was very stubborn with this game because like both of you played the first one. Right?
Yes, I love the first one so much.
You remember how they're like, hey, here's a gigantic open map for you to explore, but if you stray anywhere off the path, these level 59 monsters are going to wreck your ass and you're going to die.
Yep.
And I wanted to be like, fuck you, game. I can go where I want. So I tried to explore a lot, and the game, again, shuts you down. Like, hey, this gorilla is level 69, and then he spawns like 12 other gorillas. So
Wow.
good luck. Yeah. But so far, the characters are great. They're fine enough so far. It's very anime tropey. So, that's a personal preference thing. Like, if you like anime trash, then, you'll probably like this game a little more. Like, already they've introduced a character who like wants to like build a pop idol that he can dress up however he wants to in like maid costumes and stuff.
Oh my.
Yeah, so it's very anime tropey.
oh my.
But the thing that I think bothers me the most, aside from it does have frame dips, it still does. It doesn't run a solid 30 at all times, which is a little unfortunate.
Really?
Yeah, at least for me.
Docked or handheld?
Handheld. I haven't really played it docked, so I
Okay.
can't imagine performance improves.
Actually, well, it's funny you bring that up because people are saying that it runs really well when it's docked.
Really?
Because it does provide more juice. It's not trying to conserve the battery. Because battery life on the Switch, no one really talks about it, but battery life on the Switch is not where it needs to be.
Yeah,
it's
that's
only
true.
like 3-4 hours. I rarely hear people talk about that, which is somewhat surprising. But in docked mode, it is supposed to boost the frame rate.
Okay.
And the experience. So I don't know. Try it.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Maybe I'll
I'd be
play it
curious.
around with that a little more. But yeah, it gets a little framey in handheld mode, so I guess that's a little, not that great. But the
Not optimal.
absolute worst fucking thing in this game is the voice acting, the English voice acting. It's so bad.
What?
It's so
No, bro.
awfully bad.
I'm so sad to hear that because that was a strength I thought of Xenoblade Chronicles.
That was not a strength of Xenoblade Chronicles.
I thought
Dude,
I
I love the
Are you
British voice
guys
acting
kidding?
in the first game
voice
so
acting in the
much.
first one.
Now
I'm
it's
really
Ryan
feeling
time.
it. Are you
Your
kidding
light
me?
is Ryan.
You're outnumbered, dude. Yeah, it's
okay.
good in the first one. So hold
here's-
on, hold on. What I need to know now is you're saying it's bad. So are you saying it's bad like the first game?
Yes. So I guess
then
you
I
may
might
like it
like
if
it.
you're trash, but also the
Dun,
voice
dun.
lines do not sync up with the lips, and that just like bothers me to no end. Like, I don't know. I didn't really care to pay attention in the first game if that was the case.
You can
But-
download the Japanese voiceover,
And
right?
that's what I did, and it's
Okay.
way better. It's absolutely way better.
So you're reading the subs.
Yes, I am. And I've noticed, like, this is actually the first JRPG I've been playing where it's like I'm choosing to do Japanese voice acting over English voice acting.
It's a lot of reading.
Yeah, because usually I just do, English voices because, it's like whatever, right? They usually do a decent enough job. But for this, I was like, absolutely not. This is so bad. And what I've noticed with the Japanese voices and the Japanese, like, talking is that a lot of the characters' names change. Like, I think Rex is the only character who's named Rex in Japanese.
Huh.
The main character, yeah.
That's
like,
interesting.
even Pyra, that redheaded girl who's supposed to be, like, his main friend that you see in a lot of the trailers, her name's Homura.
In
You
Japan?
know? Yeah, so it's like that's kind of interesting to see. Names of towns change a bit in the Japanese. Like the sub still like says what the English the English redefinition is and all that, but I don't know. It's kind of an interesting way to play the game, noticing these differences.
Somewhat surprising.
Yeah, but the one thing that I think makes this game really strong and is like definitely the litmus test of whether you'd buy it is if you liked PS2 era RPGs. This game is straight up a PS2 era RPG in the modern day in, graphics of today.
I don't think I like those.
What?
Unless you're talking about like Dragon Quest 8.
I'm talking kind of Dragon Quest 8, kind of dot hack GU.
I don't think I like those.
What I mean by that is just a very straightforward, like, run over here, watch a cutscene here, run over to this town, pick up all of these side quests, watch more cutscenes, read more text, like, text conversations, and run over here, farm this thing, and then run over there and return the quest back to the boy.
Real predictable, real by the numbers. How's the combat and compared to the first game?
Combat is exactly like Xenoblade 1, but they get rid of that god-awful thing where you have to, like, scroll left and right to choose your abilities. Like, I found that to be really... It was trying to be an MMO, but with a controller instead of a mouse, and I was like, that's just not good. With this game, what they do is they like your face buttons, your A, B, X, Y, those are your arts instead of having to scroll through a menu. So you just
that's way
That
better.
only makes sense.
yeah, you hit A and then you do like backslash, but
Yeah,
there's
you
no
can backslash to your heart's content.
Yeah,
What
there's
are
no
there, like
backslash.
combos,
Backslash.
like cool combos to do and shit.
Yeah,
like
so let me see-
positional attacks.
Yeah, let me see if I can explain the combat system without it being super fucking complicated. Because this game, what it does in the first, like, I mean, I'm still getting tutorials, but it just, like, throws everything at you. It's like, hi, this is your first battle. Let's explain everything you can do in battle. It's kind of crazy.
So like the direct.
Yeah, a little bit.
Half
yeah,
an hour.
Like watching that
maybe the
direct
directs were
seriously
necessary.
helped me because I was like, wow, this is a lot, and I'm remembering stuff from the direct. Like I feel like I
Dude.
should have taken notes. But yeah, so the
So
combat
it's not a game you could just like pop on for like the first half hour and like have fun.
you'd want to
like
sit there
you're-
for at least an hour and a half to like kind of get in it.
That sucks. Okay.
But the combat's basically you target an enemy and then you start auto attacking them, kind of like an MMO. And then as you auto attack them, you build up like gauges for each of your skills. So let's say, for example, like the backstab move takes like 7 hits for it to like charge up and then you can actually use it. So you need to auto attack 7 times and then you hit, A or whatever. And then he does the backstab. And obviously, if you're standing behind the enemy, you do way more damage. Like, again, there are positional attacks like that. And then if you time the button press right, like at the exact moment that an auto attack lands, you gain bonus juice for your ultimate art.
Do they call it juice?
No, but you get
Damn it.
bonus juice
Ugh.
for your ultimate art. And then then when that's like filled up, you can hit that button. And then it brings up a QTE where you do this super attack against the enemy you're targeting.
JRPGs, everybody.
Yep.
Junior
And-
PGs.
And when
No,
you do
so
that
you-
super attack, you can chain it with your teammates' super attacks. And there's like a web where like if you do a fire attack, and then next if you do a fire attack, you can do another fire attack to do this, or you can do a fire then a water, or a fire then an earth, and just it's a lot of like complicated like mess with the elements. You get really cool effects, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there still the whole thing where like what is it like? Perform topple. Now you can do this attack that does a lot of damage if you topple your enemy. Like,
Yeah,
is there
I've-
still all that?
I've noticed some topple stuff in like the directs, so I assume I'm gonna run into them. I still haven't run into topples yet because I haven't gotten that many blades. Because you can equip up to 3 blades on each of your teammates, of each of your party members, and each of those blades can have 3 active abilities at once, like 3 of like backslash or whatever, right?
So what I'm hearing is that this is a lot like a lot of stuff,
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
a
all
lot.
put in a blender. So like my main question here is, we've been talking about this game for like about 10 minutes now, but like, is there anything unique about it? Is there anything standout? It seems so by the numbers the way you're describing it. Is this like a worthy game to buy?
I think because I think Xenoblade, right, kind of stood out in its battle system. I can't think of any other JRPG that does that.
At the time.
Yeah, where it's like an MMO, but then also
Yeah.
kind of not. And this
Final Fantasy
game,
12.
yeah, and this game just improves on that system. So
Okay.
that might be the most unique thing, honestly. Other than that, like the story is kind of it's enough for me. The characters are by the numbers in terms of anime tropes, but they're still, I guess, kind of fun enough. You have like the girl who is super excited to cook stuff, but then she doesn't know how to cook well, so it's like, ah, darn it, like lots
Yeah,
of tropes, lots of stuff.
The way you're talking about this is making me kind of worried actually about the game. Like, is it like, what do you think?
What do I think?
After it's all kind of said and done with the time you played.
I think
What's your evaluation?
If you're buying a Switch right now, or if you're getting a Switch for Christmas, definitely ask for Zelda, definitely ask for Mario over this game. This isn't a killer app for the Switch or anything, but it's definitely scratching that itch of, if you want a grand JRPG to play through on the Switch, this is probably one of your best bets right now.
Maybe you should just download the free Octopath Traveler demo.
And just play that for 20 hours.
So let me ask you, because the trailer for Xenoblade, it showed the main dude. What's his name again?
Rex.
It showed him like running through the countryside, and it looks so empty. It looks so sparse. Are there enemies around when you're walking?
Yeah.
Because the trailer doesn't look like it. Okay.
Yeah, I guess that's a little misleading. Like, again, I was mentioning earlier, where I was like, I'm gonna get through this level 69 gorilla, and like, yeah, like it's kind of hard sometimes to like maneuver around the fields and like not catch the ire of enemies that are way stronger than you.
It's kind of like Final Fantasy 15 in that.
Yeah, and they kind of bork you a bit in the beginning, in that like it takes a while for you to get a full party. Like, I still haven't had a full party, and I had to like shelf a lot of side quests because I was like, I am one man on this party. I cannot do these side. Like, I cannot fight. I cannot backstab. I cannot sidestab, like, unless I have another person. So I had to like I'm just rushing story stuff right now until I can get a full party, basically.
I am carrying the shame of buying that game the day it came out, paying full price for it. I have not loaded it yet.
Wait,
I have not loaded it yet. It's sitting there. I'll get to it eventually. The Switch is my favorite system this year, my favorite console with the best games, but I just haven't got to it yet. But I have gotten to, gentlemen, a certain game that I might be ashamed about. I might be excited about at the same time.
There is no shame in video games.
Did they make a game of The Room and we don't know about it?
There is a game called The Room, isn't there?
There is there's Silent Hill 4, The Room.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah, it's set in Silent Hill. Oh, hi, Pyramid Head.
Yeah, that'd be funny. That'd be funny. So I feel like you guys don't have Apple iOS devices. Is that right?
Correct.
Nope.
I'm sitting next to two Android men.
We're not normies.
So you can't partake in this yet, but an Android version is coming out. I don't play a lot of mobile games in modern times, but when I do, that game I'm reaching for is HQ Trivia. Have you guys heard about this? Yes.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of this game before? Holy shit. Okay. So let me explain it to you. Okay. So it is a live, massively multiplayer trivia show, worldwide live, happening twice on weekdays. Happens at, I'm in Central Time, so 2 o'clock Central PM and then 8 o'clock PM as well.
I've heard about this. Was it you that told me about it? Maybe,
because I've just been playing it over the last week or so. And then it also is on weekends at 8 p.m. Central Time. And it's live every time. And every time I've been in it, there's been over 300,000 people in there all playing at the same time.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And so it's trivia. Have you ever played You Don't Know Jack?
Yeah.
It's sort of like that, but the host is live in front of you. And his name is, let me track it down, Scott Rogowski. And he is so awesome. He's so good at his job, guys. I don't know. He makes the game better for being there. There are other co-hosts when Scott needs to take a day off, right? He can't work every day. But whenever he's not there, the game is less. I'm sad to say. He definitely makes a show what it is. He's been on like Good Morning America. Like this game's starting to catch on in a big way. This last Sunday, the grand prize was $8,500 for answering 12 trivia questions correctly. So the way it works is you get 10 seconds from the time that he starts reading the question. So you don't have time to Google these at all. You just have to tap right away. It's multiple choice. There's 3 choices per question, and whoever's left at the end of 12 questions, because you get knocked out right after every question who gets it wrong. So at the end, whoever is left there splits the grand prize, or if no one wins it, which happens sometimes, they roll over the prize to the next day. And they just add it. Yeah. So it is just so fun and addicting, and it's like, wow, I remember the days where like internet wasn't really a thing, and like everyone kind of gathered around the TV, right, to see like American Idol or some shit, or you know what I mean, like all at the same time. It wasn't like, hey, just pick it up and watch it on demand whenever you want. You have to be here at the certain time to partake, and that's how this is now. And it's on mobile, and it's just really an interesting, weird kind of just a weird like futuristic like dystopian kind of vibe you get. It's just, I don't know, it's very unique, and I'm getting my friends on it at work, and I'm telling you guys about it now. It is coming to Android soon. They're working on it, but it's a really fun experience, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. What have you heard about this?
So I've heard basically that same thing. I've heard about it from like a couple other podcasts where they mention it.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, all the talk of the last 2 weeks for sure.
Yeah, what I'm curious about is like, let's say you get on at like 8 o'clock or whatever, right? How long generally are you on your phone?
So
average.
I normally get to like the first 4 questions, and then after that, that's when to me they start getting very hard, or where I have to guess and just get lucky. This afternoon I got the farthest I ever got, and I got 7 questions in. That's the farthest I've ever gotten, but I've only been playing it about a week. Sorry, what was the question?
Just how long are you sitting there, like in minutes?
Oh, so I'm sitting there for 15 minutes tops. If you win the game, you're playing for 15 minutes. I'm usually only playing for about 5-6 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It goes by really quick and really snappy.
I mean, I think the idea is genius. I don't know who came up with it, but like it's something that it's like, who the fuck came up? Like, why didn't nobody ever think of this before? You know what I mean?
And they just pay you out immediately via PayPal right then and there, as long as you're balanced. Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
So they don't tax it or any bullshit like that?
No, dude, it's so illegal. It's so illegal.
It's
so
illegal?
shady. I mean, I don't know. You tell me. They have. You know, they don't pay taxes on that. They just give it to you. Like, oh, here, we just gave them this money.
I mean,
it's definitely a legal gray area. It's definitely a legal gray area for sure. And yeah, it's not like regulated by the, you know,
IRS,
trade and exchange or anything shit like that. Yeah, they just PayPal you. And you have to have, but the trick is you have to have $20 or more in your account before they'll pay you. If you have $19, they're going to wait. Because I saw a game where 333 people won $1,000, so they all won $3 about. You know, like, oh great, I won $3 tonight, but still, kind of bragging rights, like you won a game. You know, and they call out people like in real time, like they call out your name or they'll say certain things. Like you can tell it's real. You can tell they're not faking it because he's talking about like the results and everything, and it's a really cool thing. You guys got to try it.
It's like trivia battle royale.
It's
battle
like
royale
one
genre.
versus 100 kind of thing.
Yeah, battle royale genre is getting huge.
Yeah, no, that's funny. It is, and it like I said, it's still laggy. Like it's still not a tremendous experience yet. Like they got some growing pains to go through, but it's so successful and it just keeps blowing up that I just imagine it's going to get bigger and bigger. We'll see how big it gets.
I have so many questions about it that I'm not sure you can answer. But like, where are they getting this money from? You know, like are there ads in the app?
So this is the genius of this. I was like, why are they giving away this money? What is in it for them? And then I decided to listen to the whole show because some people just quit after their question, you know, after they miss one. I decided to listen and I was like, holy fuck. Some of these questions are about products. And that's where the advertising comes in. And I'm like, these motherfuckers have 300,000 people listening to this question about Estee Lauder. Seriously, that happened. I was
that's clever.
I was like a light bulb went off the top of my head. I was like, fuck, that's smart, man. And it's so unobtrusive, but it gets you thinking about the brand like over and over again.
So it probably keeps them from like actual live ads too, right? Like
they have no ads. There's no ads,
right,
no banners,
exactly.
nothing. Yeah, it's just in the questions, and it's not a lot of them.
And there's no entrance fee. Like you can download it for free right now.
Oh,
in
it's
the App Store.
absolutely free. Absolutely free. Actually, I would prefer you guys use my download code, deciphered scroll, no space, and then I'll get an extra life. So
Yay.
every friend I recruit, you get an extra life, and that's if you miss a question, you can tap the extra life button and still be in the game.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
okay.
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's like another like kind of genius breadcrumb way of getting people to recruit other people to play the game.
Because everyone wants to win.
Whoever wants
you
an
just-
extra life.
So you just literally sign in at the time when the game is about to happen, and then you're a part of it.
I get notifications live, like, "Hey, motherfucker, it's 2 p.m. Where are you at? We're in. This game's about to start. Hurry up!" So you can't get in late, right? And one
Right.
thing that happened is that I accidentally tapped the wrong question once and got it wrong. I was like, "Fuck," because I don't know if you can like change your answer. It just happens so fast. It's a very fast-paced game. You have to be paying full attention. They even tell you like you better turn on like do not disturb, like while you're
Wow.
playing this, because the technology it's still pretty laggy, right? And sometimes it's just it'll get there. They're working on it, but I think it's just growing way faster than anyone could have anticipated. So they're going through the process now.
Man, it'll be interesting to see when that comes out on Android. I'll probably want to check it out when
It's fun.
it
It's
drops.
free. It's just cool to like have a live guy sitting there talking to you right
Yeah.
during the trivia, and just knowing that like people all around the world are doing the same thing at the same time. It's really it's weird now to say that that's a unique experience, because that used to be so whatever. That's on NBC and ABC like every night, but it's a cool thing to have on your phone. So that's HQ Trivia, and it's probably my iOS game of the year because I don't play iOS games anymore.
That could. I mean, that sounds like potentially the future of like game shows. Really.
We'll see.
Yo,
We'll see.
Jeopardy on your phone. Alec Trebek still talks to you.
Scott
Right.
Rogowski is a very good host. He calls himself like the Trap Trebek. He has all kinds of like different,
Trap Trebek.
like he has all different
Trebek.
kinds of nicknames. He's very smart. He makes the show what it is. Anyone can sit there and read trivia questions, but he's got a great personality, and he's got a lot of groupies in the chat there. So, and chat
Hot.
just looks like basically like a Twitch chat. If you like the words and everything are just flying by so fast because 300,000 people are in the same room, so it's very hard to like read whatever's going on there. But you can hide that chat too if it gets distracting. But that's HQ Trivia. I'm gonna
There
keep
you
playing
go.
it for sure.
Yeah, there you go. Let's shift gears. You guys want to talk about some news?
News.
Of the world.
Some news. So, guys, you know Batman?
I know Batman.
Did you know that
Batman.
he's getting an anime?
Anime. Yes.
Anime. Yes.
It's everything that you thought it would be.
It's actually, I had no idea what to expect. I'm gonna.
Nah,
be
me
honest.
neither, but it's pretty-
so
it's pretty-
strange. I can't
it's
believe
so
I can't believe it actually exists.
I'm so happy it exists. So if you're out of the loop here, there's an anime it's an anime movie. It's gonna come out next year sometime.
Oh wait, it's a movie?
It's a movie. It's
Yeah.
not
Oh,
a
I thought it was a
series.
series.
It's just a movie. No idea how long it is, but it's slated to be a movie. It's called Batman Ninja, and I believe the story is basically, what if Batman were in alternate history feudal Japan and his whole rogue gallery was there? You know, what would happen? So like
Batman all up in your prefecture, son.
yeah, so like, I mean, I don't want to spoil it too much if you're the kind of person who doesn't want to watch trailers, but it's essentially like you get to see Batman hold a katana. That's fucking sick, dude. Like,
Yo, and he's got his Batman costume, but it's all like samurai'd out and shit.
yeah, he's got like
It's
the
pretty dope.
samurai armor. It's so cool.
And what I couldn't help after seeing the Joker too, because you see a lot of like the whole regular rogues gallery, right, is there. Like you have Penguin, you have I think Scarecrow, I think you have
Two-Face.
Two-Face, like, and they're all in this anime style. And one thing I couldn't help but think, Colin, I know you're playing Final Fantasy VI right now on SNES Classic, but Joker's interpretation in this anime just reminded me so much of Kefka, and I was like, whoa, like this is what Kefka would look like if he wasn't just like 8 sprites.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, I really like that trailer is just like such a badass, like kind of sizzle reel thing they had going on in that trailer. That's what I like about it. But you know, they show Joker and they're like battling on top of the I don't even know what you call that, Japanese temple or whatever. They're battling on the roof, and Joker's like, you know, I think it's like one of the first times they actually speak, and it's like Japanese, and it's
Yeah.
like, whoa, hearing them speak Japanese is weird. But Joker's like Nanuka Batman.
Yo,
What the?
can I say though, like the VA for Japanese Joker sounds so good. He sounds so like if Mark Hamill was speaking Japanese almost.
It's kind of true. Not without like the kind of more high pitched thing that Mark Hamill does.
Yeah, but it's got similar lilts to it, and I'm a big fan of it. But what has me more excited for this, because when I first saw the trailer and I saw it was like 3D anime, which doesn't have the best track record. Like the last 3D anime I know is Berserk 2016, and that was
it's fucking garbage.
That wasn't
I can't watch. It was unwatchable for me.
Like I love
Unwatchable.
Berserk. That wasn't that good. It was not good.
No.
So yeah, I was a little worried when I first saw like, oh, is that 3D? Oh, that's 3D. But then they started dropping some names, and the name I'm most excited about is that Kazuki Nakashima is on this, and he's the guy who wrote the story of Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill, which are fan-fucking-tastic anime series. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, so you know this shit's gonna be like crazy over the top. Like it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be explosions and just tons of destruction.
Man. Jack, I'm assuming you're not really familiar with those animes or that name of the writer, yeah?
Just like the rest of the audience, I have no idea what the two of you are fucking talking about, but go ahead.
Of course. No, okay, look, basically this movie is going to be really fucking good because this guy has a perfect track record of writing incredible stories that just get you so hyped no matter what, honestly.
It looks good. I mean, it looks like an anime. It looks exactly how it sounds, and I'm excited for it. That's all I can say.
Same here.
Like, I don't want to watch just another regular animated Batman thing. There's plenty of those and plenty of quality there, but kind of been there, done that. Like, that's treaded ground. Like, let's do something new with the series. And I give kind of kudos to DC for allowing them to do this with the license, because not every, I can't imagine, every company leaping for someone to do this with such a classic, beloved character. So I think that's the coolest part of the whole thing is just how daring it is.
It makes me wonder if there were some English comic book writers that had this idea of like, what if Batman was transported to feudal Japan? And then someone was like, why don't we just let Japan do that story? Like, why don't they tell the story themselves? And it's like, it's turning out really cool.
It's kind of crazy that it hadn't already happened, actually, because Marvel had already had that treatment done to a couple of their franchises. They had the anime Wolverine series, and they had the Blade anime series. Which I actually haven't seen either of those, but I want to check them out now in hindsight, just to see how American comic books kind of transfer over to anime as a platform.
Right.
But yeah, I'm actually in my head right now, I'm like one of my most wanted scenes is like a scene where like Batman is about to, I don't know, have a final battle or something with Joker, and he pressed by doing the full like Japanese tea ceremony thing, and he's like mentally prepping himself to like go do this shit. Yeah, I don't care if it's already been done in Samurai Jack. Fuck you, it's awesome.
Other cool news coming out of Japan. So Capcom is finally developing a game. I can't think of the last time they really did that.
Wait. Say that again. Capcom is what now?
Developing a game.
They're in the video game business, apparently.
Allegedly.
They are?
I always thought they were a pachinko machine developer, but hey, what can you do?
Konami.
No, that's Konami.
Oh, that's right. Anyway, Capcom, they're like, I shit you not, they're making a brand new Muga Man game. A new
Why
Mega
are you
Man.
saying words weird?
Why do you keep doing that? You saying Manimus and Mugamans and you
Mega
can't say the
Man.
letter E.
My name's Ruperto Scorpioncudo.
Ruberto Scarponito.
So he's talking about Rockman 11, people. Get fucking hype.
Mega Man 11. And this isn't going to be your old school pixels like, hey, Mega Man 9 and 10, we're going back to our roots. This is a brand new hand-drawn art style that looks slick. It looks like Mega Man 8 if it looked good.
Have you both seen the trailer in action? Have you seen it in motion?
Yo, I think I saw a dash in that trailer, and that made me so happy.
Okay, so you've both seen it. Okay.
Yes,
I'm going to shit all over your Wheaties now. I don't think this game looks good. I don't think it looks good. I said it.
Listen, I think it could look a little bit better. It is a little early, but it doesn't look bad, and it looks better than fucking My New Number 9.
If it's as balls hard as Mega Man 9 and Mega Man 10, then fuck it. I don't care. I don't like games like that. I don't know. That's not what Mega Man's about to me. Like, my favorite Mega Man X is up there for sure. Mega Man 2, Mega Man 3. Those are kind of it. Mega Man 8. That's kind of it for me.
The rest you liked it.
I liked it. Yeah, I liked the soccer ball mechanic and stuff. I liked it. I'm not saying I disliked it, but I don't need like Mega Man Souls. Okay, I don't need like the hardest fucking game ever. That's what Mega Man 9 and 10 were. They were like, we dare you to beat this. You're never gonna beat this. And I just don't think that's what Mega Man's really about. And I also am just saying it looks like 3D graphics with like some hand drawn elements too in the background.
Yeah, 2.5D. It looks like some cell shaded stuff going on.
Cool idea, but I'm just looking at it in motion. I'm just like, I'm just not that impressed. I don't know. Were you guys impressed by the visuals?
I wasn't like blown away. I don't know. I can't think of a really nice looking 2.5D platform at the top. Well, I do like how the Strider reboot looks quite a bit.
Oh, that game is fun too.
Yeah, that game looks cool.
Yeah, I do like Strider. So maybe if they went something more like that, but I think that's a little bit too hyper realistic. If it was a Mega Man X entry, then I think that would be more akin to what Strider goes for. But since it's a mainline Mega Man game, I think the more cartoony stuff kind of fits it.
I would love a full on like hand drawn like cell art style. I don't know.
So you want like Cuphead Mega Man edition?
I mean, that would be pretty dope. Cuphead's already almost like, Contra Mega Man-ish.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's going to be about that difficulty level too, though. If you can get through Cuphead, I think you'd be able to get through this new Mega Man.
Yeah, I think it's coming back at the right time, just because like difficult games are making a pretty big comeback, especially with Cuphead being pretty much like a spiritual successor-ish to the Mega Man formula. I will say I would be hella more excited for this if it were a Mega Man X, like a new Mega Man X game, like a Mega Man X9 or something.
If this succeeds, I mean, I would only think that's coming. They're trying to revitalize the series, right? It's coming to Switch. 9
and 10 came out, like 6 years ago? And
man, it was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, the last Mega Man X game, X8, was what, PS2, right? That was like 05, 06?
Yep.
It's been too long since we've gotten a good Mega Man game.
I'm excited at the prospect of Japanese developed Mega Man with some new bosses. Because that's the whole like kind of meat on the bone, right? With Mega Man series, like what are the bosses going to be? What are their powers going to be? How is that going to affect how you progress in the levels, etc.? How good is the music going to be? I have a feeling that people at Capcom were just like, wait a second, fucking Mighty Number 9, what? That game sucks. Like that's in a way it kind of sullied the Mega Man name. I mean, if you have the creator of Mega Man coming out with that shitty turd of a game.
And it's like it's really sucks though, because Mighty Number 9 had the freaking godfather of Mega Man working on it. What, Keiji Inafune, is that his name?
Yep,
right?
Keiji Inafune.
Did one of you back Mighty Number 9?
Nope.
No, I didn't.
Okay, me neither, which I can't believe. I wanted to, but I just couldn't get behind it. So I'm thinking like, all right, if they're going to be better than that, which it's going to be hard to believe it wouldn't be better than that, then okay, at least. But I just don't like the visuals of it. I hope the gameplay holds up.
See, for me, when I was looking at the trailer, I wasn't really paying much attention to the visuals. I was just paying attention to the emotion of the game. And I was kind of, for the most part, like, oh, this is stupid. Like, who wants another Mega Man game? This is so, like, fuck. And then I think he dashed. And it was at that moment where I was like, this could be pretty good.
That's what we can tell you. They need the metal blade. They need the metal blade in this game.
It's, like, really stupid that's something that gets me excited. But, like, if you throw that in and you throw in wall kicking, I'm sold. Like, that's what makes a Mega Man game good. Not like old school, like, sliding and... I don't know. Mega Man X is so great, and that's why I'm so excited that the Mega Man X games are coming back and they're going to be bundled, as well as the old Mega Man games if you like bad games.
I feel like Switch is just a perfect console, the perfect platform for these types of 2D kind of old school centric games. So
100%.
I would definitely be playing these I'll be playing all the Mega Man games on Switch.
Yeah, this 2D platformer renaissance we're going through is perfect with the Switch coming out. So it's kind of like when the Switch comes out, open the floodgates on all those 2D platformers, because it's going to rock it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So to recap for you, Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2, which includes Mega Man 1 all the way up through Mega Man 10, actually. That's going to be coming to the Switch early 2018, I believe. And then they're going to somehow port Mega Man X1 through X8 all the way to the PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch by like summer 2018. They haven't said whether it's going to be like a collection, like you buy it all at once, or if it's like you buy them, a la carte or something.
Are they going to do what they did for the Legacy Collection, where they'll have like behind the scenes art, the manuals, the covers? That would be really good.
Yeah, they haven't said whether that's going to happen. I'd love to see that, but more than anything, I just love to play Mega Man X on the Switch.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking cool.
Please.
I think I just remembered that I own the Legacy Collection on PS4, and I just forgot I had that, but I think I just re-remembered. Okay.
Like the original Mega Man?
The Mega Man Legacy Collection, isn't that it? Like with 1 through 6
with 1 through 6 on it, yeah.
Yeah, I think I forgot I owned that, so
Whoops.
I mean, Mega Man. I can play Mega Man 2 on my NES Classic. I can play Mega Man X on my SNES Classic.
Dude, I play Mega Man 2
cool.
on my phone sometimes just for the fuck of it.
Oh God, playing that with touchscreen controls would suck.
No, I got an 8-bit DOE controller.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's cool. So let's talk about some news that can fire us up a little bit, shall we?
Ow! I'm sorry, I'm getting fired up. Much
Thanks,
like
DMX.
California. Okay.
Yep.
Whoa, shit.
Dark. Wow. Yo, if you're in LA right now, I hope you're safe. I really do.
We have listeners in California. Like,
Yeah.
seriously though, in all
Yeah,
like
shout out
respects,
to you guys and
be fucking safe, guys. You
Yeah,
live in like
please.
a state that's on fire all the time.
Literally.
What's up with that?
California's on fire.
Shit, did you guys see
Jesus.
the video? You guys see the video of like people commuting to work this morning with the mountain like literally on fire on top of them?
That was crazy. I shared that
is
on Facebook actually a
gnarly,
little bit
dude.
before we started
Yeah,
recording.
that looks straight out of a
can't believe
movie.
Yeah, it looks post-apocalyptic. Like,
Yep.
that's fucking crazy, and that's people's lives right now. So I mean,
Yeah.
and like to be dead serious, I know we just brought up in joke, but like seriously, like be safe, be careful. That shit is crazy. I could not live somewhere that was just caught on fire randomly. You know, like once every 2 months or so. Like it's nuts.
Yeah, leave it to the end of 2017 to literally catch on fire, right? But let's travel across the pond. Let's go to the UK, where some campaigners for this this like child abuse hotline, like the founder of it and such, as well as a couple members of parliament, so basically like congressmen, senators, but in the UK, they have called out Detroit Become Human for its most recent trailer at Paris Games Week that I think we talked about. And they're saying that game is repulsive and bad and no good. And they're trying to pressure Sony, the publisher of Detroit, to either A, ask them to cut the scene out of the game where the trailer shows that, Todd, this father, basically kills his daughter Alice in a child abuse situation. So either they want Sony to either pressure that scene to be cut out of the game or to pressure the game to be stopped entirely.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
So stupid.
I have so many words. And by the way, Robert wrote a fantastic article about it on Tech Raptor. I thought I'd plug you for you.
Yeah, Tech Raptor has an article on this by one Sharbert Rapanito.
Schubert
Yeah.
Barpanito is actually my
Schubert
pen
Burpanito.
name.
Yeah, but you can check that out on techraptor.com.
I don't know. So let's not mince words here. It's fucking. It blows my mind that people don't think that they just disregard video games as an art form anymore. Like they don't. I think somebody commented on Robert's article like replace the word video game and in the situation with novel or movie, and no one would bat an eye. No one would bat an eye.
Yeah, it's like no one's protesting Saw. I mean, I'm kind of protesting Saw. I think that's kind of gross shit. But I mean, I wouldn't tell them, oh, you have to ban this film. Like, if you read like the screenplay for Saw or Hostel, like especially Hostel 2, it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like some of the shit they do in that movie, like you never think that movie get made, but it's way worse and way more graphic than what's happening in this. And it's of note as well that the outcome they're talking about is like, oh, this is what happens if you fuck up in the game. Then the kid is gonna die. But you can play the game, and if you make the right decisions at the right times, then you're gonna save the kid. Like they fail to really acknowledge that element of it. Like, okay, like life's fucking hard, right? This is a M-rated game. Like these are mature, grown-ass adults. Like this is real life. Like I think a lot of people that are sheltered in society don't really have a grasp of what real life actually is. But like this is part of it, right? It's ugly. This game holds a mirror up to it. And it's like, here, look at yourself, you fuck. So I just don't understand. It's just like basic freedom of speech.
Exactly.
Like, if you don't like it, don't play it, don't talk about it, don't spread the word. But by them going out and protesting it, it's only bringing more attention to it.
Exactly. And to Jack's point, and the way that they phrase it to make it sound is like they make it sound like this is child abuse simulator where you're like, you're pressing the fucking right trigger and then you're fucking hitting a kid in the face or something. You know what I mean? It's like they're making it sound like it's beat the shit out of your kid simulator or something like that.
Coming 2018.
Yeah, that's not what this fucking is, dude. This is still along the same vein on how that dude from Eurogamer was trying to basically ask all those pointed questions to David Cage in that interview. It's like, what's wrong with this this platform, this form of media raising awareness about something that happens in our society? Because novels and movies do it, and if someone puts something like that in a documentary, it would get praised for raising awareness against child abuse.
Can we just while we're banning shit, can we just ban like the 50 Shades of Grey from ever being made into another movie? Like, I don't like that shit.
Yeah, because
you know what I mean? By that logic.
people should, people shouldn't be allowed to express their sexuality. Fuck that. No, it's like, you know.
See, for me, it's like the way they're phrasing it's just they're saying literally, hey, if murder is in a video game, it's bad. Like if they're saying it, just the existence of something in a video game makes that entire video game bad, and it makes it an impressionable thing. And it's like they don't consider the fact that fucking like I have a screenshot actually where it's like the choices that the player gets to make in that moment from the trailer, where it's like press X to do this, press circle to do that. All of your options are like in some way trying to save the girl. It's like the game isn't letting you just let the girl die. You know what I mean? It's like the game is gearing you toward stopping child abuse. And why would a child abuse hotline say that's bad? I don't get that. It's like, to me, their message is, like,
this is bad.
Fuck you. Yeah, like this is bad for existing. And it's like, video games aren't necessarily well known for tackling hard hitting topics. Like the games that do, they're not as popular as like Call of Duty, NBA 2K, or like, Battlefront 2 even, right? Like,
right.
It paints this picture that video games are mindless and it's like, just play it to kill things and whatever. But then a game like this comes along and, you may have your weird opinions about David Cage, that he's a weirdo, that he's a hack, he's an asshole, whatever. But you can't deny the fact that he likes to tackle new things and interesting things in his video games.
Exactly.
Like real things.
He's pushing the medium and, to varying degrees of success. But I would still people be out there and try and, and try and forward the art rather than hold it back and just, jump on this Goomba, for fucking next 30 years. Like, no thanks.
Well, shouldn't we stop playing Mario, though? Because it's kind of harmful to mushroom rights and Goomba rights.
It's harmful to mushrooms. Mushrooms would view this as offensive.
Oh, gosh.
No, it's just David Cage doing his thing. He's a good writer in that he's not afraid to touch on hit touchy subjects. Like, he's just trying to raise awareness about child abuse and how it would happen in this situation. He's exploring interesting subjects. I mean, I don't think anyone freaked the fuck out about Beyond Two Souls. There's a scene in Beyond Two Souls where you can opt to fucking cut yourself, like as in like self-harm.
Yeah.
Like you can there's a part in that game where your character that you're playing is having suicidal thoughts and like thinking of just ending your life because she hits fucking rock bottom.
And like look at Hellblade too this year. That's
look at Hellblade. Life is Strange. Life is Strange. Like
gets
I don't want
to.
Yeah, Life is Strange gets fucked. Like that game had me fucking in tears because it hits on so much things. But it's expression. It moved me.
Right. My whole thing with this is that yes, like no one's saying this isn't a repulsive thing. Like yeah, it sucks. It's up to you to fix it. It's up to you to get in the game and get in there and do something about it, right? And it's not meant to be like entertaining that shit happens, to good people in the real world. It's just meant to tell a story and tell the narrative that he wants to tell. He's the director, and like you said, like he has some history of not great games sometimes and some good decent parts sometimes, but he's making the game he wants to make. He's telling the story he wants to tell, and who the fuck are we to tell him not to do it? You know what I mean? Just don't buy the game. I don't know what end they're trying to get to. Like they just want to ban the game in the UK. Like it's not gonna happen.
They're making something out of nothing. I mean, it's not even like this game is going out of its way to try to offend people. It's not hatred. Hatred was a deliberate attempt to try and offend people. I
just didn't buy it, and I just didn't care, and neither did the rest of the world.
You know what they were getting at. I mean, it wasn't a good game. It was just meant to do the job of offending people. And even if you try to make an argument against Detroit, like what if kids see something like this and they imagine themselves in that situation, or they're traumatized because of that? This is a rated M fucking game. Mm-hmm. You're not letting your fucking kids play it. I hope you're not.
Something I want to actually kind of throw out there is that the founder of Childline, that child abuse hotline, basically, her name Esther Ranson, she says this, and I quote, "The designers of video games have a duty to protect children, and that responsibility extends to protecting virtual children."
Bullshit.
Well, I agree, sure, don't hit children, but like,
well,
It's not like the game. Again, the game is literally your job in the game as the person holding the controller.
To protect the kid.
Is to protect the virtual children. It's like, what is your problem with this other than the fact that you didn't actually watch the trailer and you just thought, a kid died. This is bad. This is so bad. This is so not good. Child abuse is bad. This game is bad. This game is awful.
Yeah, it's like, not glorifying it.
Yeah, it's like, this is buffoonery at the highest level. This is like, rich white folk who think they're all too high and mighty to actually know what they're talking about, but still have the power to pretend to give a shit to try and like force things to happen, which I'm not a fan of at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't go as far as to say, like, I would never say that it's a game dev's job to protect kids, like, or protect, make content that is safe for kids, because it's not. The ESRB's job is to rate the game so kids can avoid such games. The developer's job is to see through with their vision,
whatever that is.
Exactly.
Like killing people for fun and hatred. Yep.
I can't remember the name of that lawyer. Maybe you guys can help refresh my memory. But that lawyer that's always he got disbarred recently, but he was always like trying to get games banned. He's always like suing companies and stuff. I can't remember the dude's name. I know exactly what he looks like. But anyways, some of these arguments went as far as the U.S. Supreme Court. I don't know if you guys are aware. And like what they would always bring up is that games are protected by freedom of speech, just like any other medium was. That's like what the ultimate outcome was of this. But what they would bring up in arguments was that, okay, well, let's imagine how far are you going to go? Are you going to let video game developers make a baby torturing simulator? Like they're just thinking of like the most grim shit you could ever think of, right? To try and get the Supreme Court to be like, oh no, we're not going to allow that. But that is the discussion they had on the floor of the U.S. Supreme Court, and it was still deemed, even after those arguments were heard, that no, they're protected under freedom of speech. You have to treat them just like movies, just like music, just like TV shows. We're not going to separate video games, say they're a different thing, and then regulate them differently. So that was ultimately a victory for the video game industry at the time and for proponents of freedom of speech. However, with new people in seat in the Supreme Court now, who knows? Like, I'm sure these talks and these fights could always get rekindled, and who knows what the current Supreme Court could possibly do.
Yeah, and it's worrying that it's happening in the UK too, because the UK doesn't take freedom of speech as close to their hearts as Americans do.
Yeah, you're allowed to are you allowed to libel and slander there, or are you less allowed to libel and slander there?
I mean, I don't know the details of the laws, but I know they're a lot stricter on what you can and cannot say despite freedom of speech.
Okay. And they don't even know. They never even ran a assessment of what the implications of Brexit are either. They admitted that today. So we don't even know what's going to happen when we leave, but we just wanted to. So
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a perspective from two individuals. It's a very dated perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This isn't the fucking 80s or even the 90s anymore. We're not fighting for the ESRB to be formed again. You know what I mean? It's not fucking Sega and Nintendo in court arguing over gore and blood in Mortal Kombat anymore. Right. Like it's so behind the times. I can't believe that whether or not video games should be deemed an art form is still an argument. Of course it's an art form. Like, what do you think is part of the production of video games? Art, concept art.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Games are built off that concept art. So I don't know. It's a ridiculous argument to me. It is.
Absolutely. So let's talk about something fun. Let's talk about something funny and great and very good and kind of lift our spirits, right?
Yeah.
So there was a big UFC game. Jack, you can probably fill it in better for me.
But there's a UFC game?
Yeah, UFC fight.
They were on the pitch. They had their pucks out. They had their horse.
I think one of them got a slam dunk down.
Yeah, they kicked a ball over the cage and they got a field goal.
It was a UFC sport game.
It was a sport fight. And
sport ball.
Fight.
It was a sport fight. A big pay-per-view event happened over the weekend. And this dude just... Lester _gaming.
Yes,
kudos to you, my friend.
Plug that man.
Yes. He fucking streamed the entire pay-per-view on Twitch, but with his face on the bottom right corner with a controller in hand. And he was like pretending to play UFC 3 because there was a beta during the weekend. And he'd like dodge and like move his head as if he's like ducking and weaving through punches, and he's like playing with the controller in his hand. And he got away scot-free.
And he got to stream the whole game. Yeah. It's like a $60, $70 fight, $75 fight. and he got to stream it for tens of thousands of people on Twitch for free, and the whole fight in its entirety. And what a genius move, man! That is one of the greatest moments of the year.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Is there any like captures on YouTube? Can I go back and watch any moments, or did it all get like struck down because it had copyrighted?
I haven't looked any up, but I'd be willing to bet if you dig hard enough, you could find something.
I would love to see him like pantomime, like playing like real life. I used to do that when I was a little kid. I used to have my Super Nintendo controller, and I would do that to like watching football games on TV and pretend I was playing. Do you guys ever do anything like that?
Yeah, you were playing Tecmo Bowl.
Or just pretend I was playing, and it looked that good. It looked like the NFL, on Fox.
With games nowadays, it practically looks real.
So this guy did that, and man, kudos to you, sir. That is such a great story. I love it.
Like I love the idea that like it's kind of a niche audience, right? I feel like the people who really want to watch pay-per-view UFC fights already have that planned. Like they're like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it this weekend, and we're gonna have like a party or something. Like not many people are like scouring the internet like, I wonder if there's a live stream of this on Twitch.
Yeah, I know. It's so funny.
It's so good.
I'm sure people are sharing it on Twitter too. Like, hey, get in here.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah. One quick last little news story. Mario, you can eat Mario. That's happening soon. You can eat him.
How?
Yep, you can dunk him in milk and eat him whole with a spoon. Super Mario cereal is coming for real. This is an actual for real thing.
Yep.
Super Mario cereal
brought to you by Kellogg's.
Isn't the box an amiibo too?
Yes, the
that's
box is
why
a collectible.
it's getting so much fucking press. It
Wow.
blows my mind that we're even talking about this.
Like, can I just say, like, the awards for the amiibo are just coins and hearts in Mario Odyssey.
Yep.
Like, those things are a dime. You could just walk for 10 seconds in any level in Mario Odyssey and find coins and hearts.
It's only gonna be like a $5 box cereal though. They can't give you the world. They can't give you moons. You crazy?
But can they?
You crazy? You're crazy, man.
I don't know, but this shit's gonna fly off the shelf, and it's gonna taste like some cardboard cheap fucking knockoff of Lucky Charms.
Yeah, it looks like Lucky Charms, but instead of like rainbows, it's shrooms.
I don't need that. Shrooms are in the cereal. Holy shit!
Listen,
one up shrooms and shit.
Listen,
Edibles.
I wouldn't say like I'm not saying I wouldn't buy it for collector's reasons because I totally would. But the cereal is probably gonna taste like garbage. I'm gonna be honest with you because most licensed cereals taste like garbage that I've had in the past.
You're buying this for collector reasons. I'm gonna buy this for breakfast reasons.
No, I'll buy
I'm
fucking
gonna eat
8
the
boxes.
shit out of
I'll keep one sealed and I'll eat the other one.
Guys, I don't know if you're privy, but this is not the first time that Nintendo's had a cereal. Do you not know about this? So Nintendo cereal system, ladies and gentlemen, it was a box split in half, and it had a little side bag that was Super Mario Brothers cereal, and then on the right it had another mini bag in the one box, and it had Zelda cereal in it. Because those were the big games back then, just like 2017, Mario and Zelda.
Hey.
Whoa! So
But no Zelda cereal.
No, there's a Zelda O's. No, I'm just kidding.
Zelda.
But there was
Fuck, I want a box
Donkey
of
Kong
that.
Jr., Donkey Kong had a cereal, Pac-Man had a cereal, and Frosted Flakes had fucking Guitar Hero shit in it.
Oh yeah.
Captain Crunch had a CD-ROM in their cereal box.
Can I throw a curveball at you guys?
Pokemon had a cereal.
What if this cereal tastes like Switch cartridges?
You would love it then.
Oh, I'd love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Then I'd buy
Switch
some.
cartridge flavored marshmallows.
Yes, you guys buy some. Tell me if it's Switch flavored.
I'm gonna bet it's not. But
Yo, this shit better be available at Kroger.
does this have marshmallows in it? Is that what you guys were saying?
Yeah, I think it's like the marshmallows like in Lucky Charms.
Where do you stand on marshmallows in your cereal?
No.
It depends. I like Lucky Charms. However, I've also had really shitty marshmallows in cereal. Like I had that fucking chocolate frosted flakes with marshmallows that they released for Halloween. It was
Gross.
ass. The marshmallows in it were ass.
No, I hate.
And it was a
gross.
very not chocolatey tasting cereal.
I hate anything with box marshmallows in it. But the idea of like a fresh bag of white marshmallows that you put in hot chocolate, a few of those on top of my cereal doesn't sound terrible. It doesn't sound like the worst thing. You can put it in Rice Krispies and pretend like it's like Rice Krispie treat.
Hey.
So
They actually make Rice Krispie treat cereal. I don't know if they still do.
Trust me, I'm fully aware. Yeah, I've partaken.
It's delicious.
So real quick, guys, I know we're running short on time here, but I just want to know, what are your like top tier cereals of the day? Like, what are some of your favorite cereals out there? Like, where do you go? Do you go to the health side? Do you go to the shredded wheat side? Do you go to the sweet? Do you go to the wholesome granola? Like, what name some cereals that you guys like.
My top-
Robert, you can go first because you know this is a rabbit hole for me.
Yeah, I know. You just opened a rabbit hole. Jack, you were like, I want this to be quick. Name all 50 states, Colin. Go. Basically, that's what you just did.
Top 3 cereals.
Yeah, for me, like Frosted Flakes have always been at the top. It's just like a classic, simple, good, like quick and easy.
It's a classic. That's your number one favorite.
Probably,
They
yeah.
always seem the most expensive to me.
I mean, you can get them generic.
Yeah. Okay. So you'll rock a generic cereal. I have
yeah.
problems with that. I have problems with that. When I'm is that funny? Like when I'm expecting a certain flavor, if I get the almost flavor, it's like the uncanny valley of cereal. Like I'm not happy about it. I'm like,
What was it? It was
a real one.
It was Childish Gambino, Donald Glover. Yes, they're the same person. That said, kicks are the hand jobs of cereals.
I don't understand, but okay. So wait, have you given me any answers yet? I'm confused here. Frosted
So
Flakes.
wait, Robert
What
said Frosted Flakes.
Okay, what else? That it?
For me, I mean,
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Yeah, he said 3,
I'll eat
but-
pretty much every cereal, but Frosted Flakes are like numero uno, Ichiban, number
You'll
one.
eat every cereal.
I mean, I'll
Grape
be honest.
nuts? Are you grape nuts, man?
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Oh,
Here's the thing.
shit.
I can't think of cereals. I'm not a man who has cereal on the mind at all times. That's why Frosted Flakes are the only one I can come up with because I'm like, oh, that's the one I like the most. There you go.
Okay.
And
okay.
I'm pretty cereal about my cereal.
Yeah.
No, man, number 1. That's hard. I'm just gonna put them in no particular order.
Yeah.
Strawberry blasted honeycomb.
What?
Yeah, it's fucking delicious. They don't make it anymore. Strawberry chocolate special K.
What the hell?
We're going. You opened a rabbit hole. You opened
What are you talking
Pandora's
about?
cereal box,
Special
Jack.
K, and these are 2 cereals I don't even know what they are. I've never even heard of them before.
Special K. It's Kellogg's Kellogg's semi healthy brand.
Yeah,
dude.
semi-healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all right though. I've tried them before. It's not
Okay, are
bad.
you gonna name anything I recognize? Okay, and last one.
You know honeycomb. It's just a strawberry version.
Okay.
Oh man.
Don't worry, we got all day. This is fine. We can wait.
Okay. Oreo O's.
I've never had those.
Yeah,
Never had this
Oreo
before.
O's. They came out with the like limited release lately. I think they're already fucking gone though. It was like a limited time thing, but they haven't really been a real thing since I was a kid. And that was one of those cereals where they fucking ruined it by putting marshmallows in it.
Okay,
Yeah, I
so-
remember actually having those as a kid in Korea. Like, it got so big that they made Korean ones.
Interesting.
Dude, they were. It's a good cereal.
They
It was
probably
like
have-
because it.
They probably have seaweed flavored cereal over in Korea, I'd assume.
No, that's gross. Come
I
on.
wonder if they have matcha flavored cereal in Japan.
Probably.
Maybe.
Is that like green tea?
Probably.
They have green
Yeah.
tea Kit Kat, so yeah. All right, so in no real particular order here, Reese Puffs absolutely
Ooh.
are a must. I love Reese Puffs. And then I've also said I only use almond milk, unsweetened almond milk. I don't use regular milk anymore.
Unsweetened almond milk.
Unsweetened
Fuck.
almond milk. No, it's good,
Ugh.
dude. It's good. No, there's nothing wrong with it's great. It's great.
I like almond milk, but I don't know if I can do
It's got
unsweetened,
good
bro.
body to it. No, bro. You don't I don't want adulterated flavor in my cereal. When I eat cereal, I want to taste my cereal. So I don't want it to taste like vanilla milk and then the cereal. I just want to taste the fucking cereal. So that's why most cereals I like are pretty sweet. So, and I like corn. I like Crispix too. Fuck, Crispix is up there. Fucking Rice Chex we were talking about. Okay, so anyways, Reese Puffs, and then it's a tie for first with Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Cookie Crisp. Surprised none of you fuckers talked about Cookie Crisp.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is
Oh.
really good though.
Cinnamon Toast
Cookie
Crunch is
Crisp.
bomb.
I don't know. Cookie Crisp. Like I've always liked it. I feel like they changed it
I've never
Like,
liked them
a
that
while
much.
back. I don't know. It tastes
the same to me now. Maybe they
it
changed
tastes-
it.
I
for
don't
a
know.
period,
It
but
always
it's the
tastes kind of
same now.
funny. Like I always liked it, but it
Ooh, I
almost
love it.
always tastes kind of funny to me.
It always was like the
I don't
forbidden
know.
fruit when I was a little kid. Like I was just never allowed to have it because they just thought it was basically cookies. You can't have
Yeah.
cookies for breakfast. You fuck.
Yeah, you fuck. No, dude, I was like, I remember when they came out with Crave a couple years ago, and it's basically like this. Yeah, it's like this crispy cereal, but it has like real chocolate in the middle or some bullshit. It's like, yeah,
What?
it's like I'm gonna get diabetes from eating this. But who gives a fuck?
When I'm
Gross.
losing weight and I'm like in the regiment, I will eat the shittiest breakfast ever. I'll have a banana and then I'll have a portioned out 1 portion, like 3/4 cup of grape nuts and skim milk. And that's my breakfast. It's so
Delicious.
terrible. I know, dude. It makes me gag just thinking about it. But
Dude, I was on a kick. I went on a kick where it was just nothing but granola and yogurt, and it was like I got tired of that after 3 fucking days.
Man, I'll tell you though, if you just eat like the portion, like I took a cup measure and all that shit. Like I flattened it out. Like this is all the grape nuts I'm gonna eat. Skim milk and a banana. And if you just switch your breakfast to that for like a month, I guarantee without even working out, you'll lose weight. I guarantee it.
Wow.
You'll put your body in ketosis and everything. So anyways,
There you go. Tiny disc workout tips. Losing weight tips. Yes.
Cereal.
But let's move on to our final part of the show. Question of the week. I'm going to toss it over to Jack, who's got a wonderful quandary for us.
credit to Reddit
Credit.
for this question of the week. The immortal question, some might say. Gentlemen, our fine friend, Mr. Yoshi of Mario fame. Okay? The question of the week is Yoshi, don't Google this.
No, I'm not. I'm Googling something else. Don't worry.
Okay. Is Yoshi the name of one character, or is Yoshi a species in the Mario Kingdom? Discuss. Is his name Yoshi, or is he a Yoshi? Does that make sense? Or is he the Yoshi?
Hey, Piccolo, are you a Yoshi? Yeah, Goku, I'm a fucking green dinosaur. No.
Can I ride you? Anyway, okay.
Whoa.
A little bit of Dragon Ball Z abridged there for any of y'all fans. Okay, so isn't he a dinosaur? Like, right?
Yeah, he's a dinosaur.
He's a dinosaur.
He is a dinosaur.
That's not wrong.
Yeah, so isn't his species the Yoshisaurs?
I always thought he was a raptor.
Raptors then?
I always thought he was a raptor named Yoshi. That's what I thought.
Well, do you know his full name, which is what I was Googling, because I was like, he has a bonkers full name. And
What is his full name, please?
Colin?
Yes. I don't know it.
What? I can't.
His name is T. Yoshisaur Munchakoopas. That's his full name.
Yeah, that's right.
T.
He's a
Yoshisaur
dapper
Munchakoopas?
T. Yoshisaur Munchakoopas. Like T. period. Yoshisaur Munchakoopas.
Nabs to Blook.
And I believe his name is based on like the like Japanese word for like exerting force, like yush, right? At least I'm pretty sure that's where his name comes from. But no, I'm pretty sure he's like Yoshi is Yoshi, and then there are other dinosaurs, whatever species of dinosaurs.
Named other names? Because I don't know. I've never seen. Have you ever seen a Yoshi not named Yoshi? It's always Yoshi when you see him in the game, no matter what color he is he's Yoshi.
Well, okay, but canon. Let's talk about Mario lore here. Has Yoshi ever showed up not green in canon moments?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
When?
He's not green in the games. In Super Mario World, the first game he appears in, he's different colors. He's pink, blue, yellow. Yoshi's Story, they're all different colors, dude.
What about Super Mario Brothers 2 Yoshi's Island?
Yeah, there's a bunch
or Super
there.
Mario World 2.
I know what you're talking about. There's a bunch there, all different colors. They're all called Yoshi. They're all Yoshi. That's fucking Yoshi.
Yoshi's what is it? Yoshi's Story. Yeah.
They're all Yoshi. I listen, I'm not gonna pretend like I know the answer to this. I don't know if there is an answer to this, but it's just the question of the week. Colin, you're kind of quiet on this.
I want to throw something else. What if they're all Yoshis and the Yoshi we know is T. Yoshisaur Munchakoopas, and we just shorten it to Yoshi?
Fucking name. It's like they're going with like miles per hour route or something like that.
Colin, what are your thoughts?
I don't know, because to me it's always been just like an unnamed thing. Well, okay, so if I'm playing something like Yoshi Story or whatever, where there's multiple Yoshis, I'm like just like I phrased it there. There's multiple
Yoshis, right? That's what I'm saying to you people right now. That's how we talk about this.
Right. Well, so would that not imply that there's like he would just be considered a species? Or wait, if you're thinking this in actually, it would be a surname, right? So, T. Yoshi, right? Would that not be like some sort of? You could treat that as some sort of surname. So you could say that like they're all just named Yoshis. They're all part of a family or something.
Yoshisaur is the full name there.
No one ever says that. No one ever knows that. Throughout history, since the early 90s, 91, whenever that game came out, everyone has just said, oh, look, there's a bunch of Yoshis there. Oh, get the Yoshi. They say get the Yoshi, not get Yoshi. Or if I were to hold up a bunch of, stuffed animals of Yoshi, you'd be like, hey, check out all these Yoshis. You wouldn't say, hey, check out all these dinosaurs. No one would ever say that, right? Like, hey, look at all the dinosaurs on the cover of Super Mario, of Yoshi's story. Look at all those dinosaurs there. They go, look at all those Yoshis.
That's my next question is, who is Yoshi? Who is the one true Yoshi? Is there one?
I would say the green one, right?
But what if there are other green ones?
Yeah, and it would fuck me up. That's for sure.
Yeah,
if I saw.
Because I'm just starting to think now, like, what if Yoshi doesn't have a story? What if all the Yoshi's story in Yoshi's Island games are just lies? Like, we're just learning about average, everyday Yoshis, not Yoshi.
His lot in life, there's going to be a true Hollywood story in 20 years. Like, what happened to the original Yoshi, right? He's, like, on the corner somewhere, like, begging for crack.
Getting high on shrooms.
Yeah, but Yoshi's lot in life, right, is just to get punched in the back of the head by Mario whenever he needs to stick his tongue out, I guess. So, sad times. The gritty reboot is waiting.
The gritty reboot. No, the only person, at the end of the day, the only person that really knows the true answer is Miyamoto-san himself. Shigeru Miyamoto is the only one who really knows.
And he's really vague. I don't like asking Nintendo about Nintendo shit anymore because I like thinking things out myself. Because if you ask them, Super Mario is not a plumber anymore. Okay, Mario is not a plumber. He's also not a human being either, and he's not a person, and he's also 25 years old.
He's always been. He's young at heart and young in soul.
Super Mario is not 25 years old. You lost your damn mind. I think of he's got a pension. He's got like a 401k. He's got back problems. Like, he's an older man, he's got to get a prostate exam in a couple months. Like, he's fully developed grown man.
If he's a plumber, where's he getting all of his health benefits?
I cannot wait for Mario Odyssey 2, where there's the prostate level where he needs to get it checked. I can't wait. That's going to be such a good game.
No. Listen. Mario Odyssey, bear with me. Mario Odyssey is a prequel to Up by Pixar.
Fuck you.
Think about it.
You know what's really...
listen, because leading into the beginning of Up, when he's like, he has he's with his wife and everything.
Oh, don't bring that part up, please.
Yeah, and he's with his wife and all the dramatic shit happens, and at one point he has a mustache. It's fucking Mario.
There you go. There's the answer. But you know what's really messing me up now?
What?
Let's talk about the other creatures. So there's toads. There's like the one
There's
toad.
a bunch of them. There's a bunch of
named
them.
Toad.
It's a hat.
But they're all toad. They're all
citizens.
toad, right?
I don't think so. I think they're citizens of the Mushroom Kingdom.
Are they not all named Toad?
I don't think so. There's Toadette.
No.
She has a different name.
That's true. Okay.
Toadstool.
The Princess Toadstool, aka Princess Peach. Okay, but then what about the random little... What about Bowser? Are there other Bowsers, or is he Bowser?
He's Bowser T. Koopa.
There's Wart. There's Bowser. I think there's only one Bowser as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, but then what's his...
But Goombas are mushrooms too in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Right. And
there's
there's no
toads and there's
one
Goombas.
true Goomba.
There's a bunch of Goomba. They're all Goombas.
Right, yeah. There's no
They're a
like the
species.
Goomba.
See, the Goombas are a species. And that's where I stand with this. Yoshi is a species. You refer to them, you give him no respect, you just call him what he is. You don't even give him a name. Like, at least Roach in Witcher 3 had a name. They didn't just call him Horse. But that's what they do to Yoshi. The species is Yoshi, and they just go Yoshi, and that's it.
Get over here, Yoshi.
Yeah. So that's my final answer. I think I'm locking that one in.
I want to say that Yoshi is the T Yoshi Sword Munch Koopas is an important character in the lore, but I can't think of any. I can't think of his story arc. I can't think of what defines him.
What is his motivation?
He doesn't have his defining moment is what every other of his species can do.
He's a game mechanic. He's a game mechanic. That's all.
He's a tongue. He's a giant tongue that you can ride on.
Who is the hive mind behind the Yoshis?
Oh, what if it is a hive mind? What if it is a hive mind and there is Team Munchosaur Yoshikoopas, Yoshisaur Munchakoopas sitting off somewhere?
Stop fucking saying his name.
At the end of Mario Odyssey 2, it's like he's the final boss. I'm the real Yoshi. Yeah, I can speak real words, bitch.
It's like the end of Mass Effect and shit.
Wait a minute. What if What if in Up, they're floating around the balloons and shit and they travel around
Drop
the
the
world.
fucking Up, dude. Are you
Dude,
serious?
and it's the old version of Mario, and he's actually mentoring a little fucking Shigeru Miyamoto.
Oh,
and that's
shit.
where he got the idea for fucking Mario.
What kind of fanfic bullshit is this?
Think about the fucking, it fits so perfectly. The little fucking fat Asian kid grows up to be Shigeru Miyamoto. And he's like, yeah,
shit.
I'm going to make a game. I'm going to make games about my travels with this old dude.
Then he meets
Yeah.
a man, Satoru Iwata. The legacy is
Yep.
born.
God, okay.
Robert,
Let's
save us from
cut
this
it.
hell
Let's
that is this
cut
podcast
here.
now, please.
Yes.
Please kill me.
End this.
I don't know why, but I can't get the idea of like a final boss Yoshi in my head. I feel like that'd be really great.
It would be like quite the twist.
Get on
right?
it, Nintendo.
Like,
Listen,
wow.
they made a giant slime, a boss in Mario or
shit.
Zelda Minish Cap. All right,
There you go.
What if the next game, like Bowser steals, he's trying to marry Peach, right? What if he steals Yoshi and then just rides him around and like abuses him and shit, and he's like, oh no, I got to save my friend Yoshi. Bowser kidnapped him.
Well, first of all, Yoshi would probably be crushed under all that weight from Bowser.
And also, I feel like Mario would be like, "It's okay, I've got millions of those fuckers lying around."
The truth comes out, Mario, you fucker.
Well, just gonna get another one. Paul opens up his closet. He just has a fucking mound of Yoshi.
Now you're
eggs.
Yoshi now.
Yeah.
So that was it for us for the Tiny Disc podcast, whatever the
What a
hell we just
show.
did.
What a show this is.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feedback, anything you want us to read on the show, you can email it to us at tinydiscpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on all of our social medias, which you can find at tinydisc.com. All of the links to our Facebook and Twitter and so on are at the top of that if you would like to see our channels. You can also leave us a review on iTunes if you really enjoyed what we did. It really helped us out a lot. I mean, like, we can't express how much we'd appreciate a couple iTunes reviews. It'd be really great. And if not that, maybe at least tell a friend, share it with people that you know and love that would also enjoy people who think that Yoshi is the final boss of Super Mario Odyssey 2. So that'd be really good.
Heard it here first. Scoops.
Yeah, we've got foresight. We've got the foresight that only Nintendo would have. Hire us. Where can we find you guys online on the social medias?
Colin Amano, aka __55. Also check out my Twitter feed. I did a interview with one Richard Husky, professor at the OSU School of Communication. Let me know your feedback on that if you get a chance to listen to that interview. I'm actually thinking about doing a whole interview series. So much love to you guys, and happy holidays.
Yo.
And I am on the Twitters at JACCEPEDA, Mr. Cepeda, if you're nasty. I want to know what you fuckers want for Christmas. And I'm talking to our audience out there. So let me
You're
know
not
on Twitter.
fuckers.
I
We
love
love you
you.
guys.
I love you. Though.
You're not Yoshis to us.
But I want to know what you guys want for Christmas. Not because I'm buying it for you, just sheer morbid curiosity. So let me know on Twitter. Let us know in the comments.
Yo. You can find me at Pinoptimist, PINOPTIMIST. Just one final reminder that in the next few weeks, we will be starting up 10 Days of Tiny Disc. So look out for that. It's going to be really sweet. Thank you so much for listening to the Tiny Disc podcast. And we'll see you next Thursday.
You can feel it coming in the air tonight. Hold on.
And then somebody gets punched the fuck up by Mike Tyson.